element 4 of nebosh IGC1, which is health and safety monitoring and measuring. Moving forward to the learning objectives which we will be achieving at the end of this element are: we will be fully capable of understanding what are those indicators which are used to measure and monitor the health and safety management system. Secondly, we will be able to understand why and how incident and accident investigation carried out at the workplaces. Third, we will be understanding how and why the audits are conducted and why the audit are important in evaluating the health and safety management system. And in the last, we will be understanding the importance of health and safety performance reviews and how they are conducted. Coming forward to the element 4.1, which is active and reactive monitoring. So what are these two monitoring? Active monitoring basically defines all the precautions and control measures which will take place before any kind of incident or accident occurred at the workplace. And opposite to that, the reactive monitoring is all the precautions and control measure which we take place and which we enforce after any kind of incident or accident happen at our work site. Mostly companies prefer to do active monitoring because active monitoring is a technique of preventing incidents, and they don't focus mostly on reactive monitoring because reactive monitoring is all the precautions you are taking place after an event had occurred, after a damage has occurred. So mostly companies focus on active monitoring. The examples of active monitoring are carrying out risk assessments, conducting health and safety meetings, conducting training relating to health and safety, conducting site safety inspection. These are all the examples of active monitoring. Coming again to the active monitoring, there are different approaches which comes under the active monitoring. For example, the safety inspections, the safety sampling, the safety tours, and systematic inspection. We will be discussing each by each, one by one, separately. So what are safety inspections? Safety inspections can be the inspection of anything, any kind of equipment or machinery present at your workplace. These can also be embedded with your statutory inspection. So the next one is safety sampling. Let us just take an example. If we have 100 equipments of same functionality, of same specification, and I want to do the inspection of those 100 equipment. So what I will do, I will not just inspect each equipment one by one. I will take the samples from it and I will inspect those samples, and on the basis of the inspection of those samples, I will be able to conclude that all other equipments are fully compliable, are fully inspected or not. So the sampling helps you very much, as it doesn't consume that much time, because if we go to the inspection of each and every equipment out of the 100, that will be time consuming. So safety sampling help us in efficiently doing the inspection with less consuming of time. And the third one is the safety tours. Safety tours are basically conducted by the senior management of the organization to reflect their commitment towards the health and safety and to reflect their engagement with the site staff, which is a part of their health and safety policy and which is also embedded in the organization health and safety policy. And the last inspection is systematic inspection. Systematic inspection is a thorough inspection of your workplace, which comprises of plant, people, premises, and procedures. Under the umbrella of plant, there comes a machinery or any kind of vehicle, and under the heading of people, it comes the working behavior and working methods, and under the heading of premises, it comes the workplace and the environment, and last, under the heading of the procedures, it comes the safe system of work and PTW procedures. So systematic inspection is the thorough inspection of all these aspects. While we are going to conduct active monitoring, we need to keep in mind few factors before conducting the active monitoring. What are those few factors? The first one is the type of active monitoring required, the frequency of active monitoring, the competency level of the inspector, and then it comes the allocation of the responsibilities with regards to that active monitoring, and in the last, the action plan arises from the problems which we have identified in the active monitoring. While conducting active monitoring, we have to develop a checklist, and in that checklist, we have to ensure that different aspects must be included in that checklist with regards to the health and safety. What are those aspects? For example, fire safety, machinery safety, electrical safety, and the chemical safety, traffic routes and the welfare facilities. The checklist must be included and must be in line with all these aspects, so that when we are carrying out the active monitoring, so all the aspects can be clearly embedded in that one checklist while we are carrying the active monitoring. Coming to the reactive monitoring, as we have already discussed, that reactive monitoring are the control measures and precautions in place when any kind of incident or accident occurred at the workplace. As I had already mentioned, that companies do not prefer conducting reactive monitoring, as they are more concerned about the active monitoring, because in reactive monitoring the event has already happened, and reactive monitoring also focus on measuring the failure. Reactive monitoring can be done by two methods: by analyzing the data of any kind of specific incident, or analyzing the data over a period of time. So what are the examples of reactive monitoring? The examples of reactive monitoring includes accidents data, incidents data, near misses data, dangerous occurrences data, ill health data, and absenteeism data at your workplace. These are all the examples of the reactive monitoring. We can analyze reactive monitoring by two methods: trends and patterns. What are the trends? Trends are the set of a specific number of events for a specific period of time. And what are the patterns? For understanding the patterns, I'm going to give you an example of one workplace injury data. For example, in the last year, 50 workplace incidents occurred at XYZ organization, and in that XYZ organization the 50 incidents result in different type of injuries. For example, incident 1 result in head injury, incident 2 result in arm injury. So these are the trends for which you can evaluate the type of incident and the type of control measures you have to put in place in future to avoid these incidents by analyzing the trends and pattern. Going forward to the lost time incident rate, first we need to understand what is the lost time accident. Any accident occurred at your workplace in which the worker is injured and he is absent from the workplace for the straight 24 hours after that injury. It means he didn't come back to the job, he didn't come back to its shift after 24 hours. Then it means that lost time accident has occurred at your workplace. How we can calculate lost time accident? The lost time accident can be calculated by the formula as can be seen in the screen. The total number of lost time incident for a specific period of time, that specific period is for 365 days. Always keep in mind that LTI, which we call lost time incidents, are calculated for a duration of 365 days. So the total number of incident occurred for the specific period of time divided by the total number of hour works for that specific period of time, which means the 365 days, into 100,000, and this result will give you the percentage or the value for the lost time accidents rate.